monsters abound here, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 2 Mortal Empires and part 12 of my Ungrim Ironfist campaign. Things got a little bit hot and heavy for Ungrim last time. To be honest, I think one of the Total War Warhammer writers managed to sneak some erotic fan fiction into Total War Warhammer. So let me just read the last passage of this Axe of Dargo quest. Ungrim's gaze falls upon the Chaos Lord. His adversary's eyes snap up and their eyes lock. The symphony raises to a crescendo and Ungrim's axe pulses in his hands as he screams his battle cry. Did that not sound a bit erotic? A little bit sexy? Okay, well, we're hopefully going to get that quest. It's... Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look difficult, does it? I mean, reinforcements are expected, but I feel like we should be able to do that one. I mean, we could do it now. Can we do it now? Should we get... I mean, we need to take Karak Bar, but how's Ungrim going to... If he's a bit flustered from the whole, you know, Chaos Lord thing. Also, doesn't his army have a thing? Heavy iron. Yeah. They've got more armor piercing, armor and weapon strength. And to be honest, with Chaos Warriors as they are, having a bit more oomph can never be a bad thing. The only problem... On the other hand, we are not replenishing very quickly because obviously this is unpleasant climate. If we take Karak Bar, we've obviously got suitable climate and we should then heal up fairly... I think I'd maybe take Karak Bar fast. Karak Bar first. In other news, obviously Vlad has declared war again and we've got just vampires everywhere. Look at this. Look at this bollocks. Vampire corruption, osmosis, 16, going up to 80. How? From fucking what? Holy shit. I don't even know where it's coming from either. It says, right, so 16 from osmosis, right? Now, Castle Drakenhof, Eastern Sylvania, has got 10 from osmosis. Now, they border the same provinces. Because the only province that Zufbar, borders is Western Sylvania. So I don't know where this extra vampire corruption is coming from. It's a bit perturbing, but what we do need to do is deal with Castle Tempelhof, because basically we need to deal with Vlad. We need to push him back. To be honest, I don't even want Castle Tempelhof or Oberstreich Schwarzhafen. I just want to burn them to the ground. And hopefully stop this vampire corruption. So that's what we're going to do. So, what do I want to do first? Do I want to take Karak Bar? Let's take Karak Bar first. So let's... Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm just going to auto-resolve that one because that looks fairly straightforward to me. Yeah, that's... I mean, probably took... Well, I don't know. It's not too bad. Let's just occupy Karak Bar. We've got the Skolder Guard. Excellent. Wanted them. And Nor Grimling's Ironbreakers, who I believe are some of the best infantry in the game. And a Screaming Banner, which is very, very nice. So that's all good stuff there. And we're replenishing actually quite nicely. Now we've got a port, we've got that. We've got a Gunsmith's Forge. Do I want that? You know what? I think I'm going to knock that down and build something else. The slayer in me seeks death. That's nice to know, Ungrim. Right, Ungrim. Do we get... I think we should give you Ancestral Grudges. Let's do that. Just give you a bit more weapon damage. Replenishment-wise, not looking too bad. I mean, Matorka is a little bit out there, but otherwise we're fine. And once we've healed up, we can then maybe hit Doc Karaz. That could maybe... To be honest, I don't really want to push too far into the Badlands. I just want to give the dwarves a fighting chance. I mean, I don't know whether I want to actually confederate with the dwarves or just leave them be.
Fellow Dowie, it is an honor.
Yes, it is. Because if the dwarves... I mean, if the... Because all my objectives are north. I don't need to head south into the Badlands. I need these guys on site. I guess fighting the Greenskins will make these dwarves like me more.
Come, kin. Let it...
So, I mean, that could be a thing. That could be enough. So, yeah, maybe we just want to fight the Greenskins, just beat them up, rough them up, get the the relations, and then we can head into the... Because we do need to take all these mountains over here, and we also need to head north into Norska, although so far it looks like Kislev doing a fairly good job.
The nation calls.
Well, I say that, and Throg's currently meandering around the territory, completely unopposed, so maybe not that great, and there's lots of... Holy shit. Well, looks a little... have you done some landscaping around here? It looks a bit flamey and burny and spiky. Is that normal? Is that fine? This doesn't look fine. Looks bloody awful. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We also had Eschen, a battle at Eschen last time, and took Lun, who I've renamed to Warwick Davis as, and someone did. I was going to call him Willow Dwarf. Someone wanted him, I think, as Bear Dwarf. I've gone halfway and called him Furry Dwarf because he played, obviously, an Ewok. He also played Willow, which I feel like was his breakout sort of breakout moment as an actor. But you know, what do I know? Right, let's take out Tempelhof. Now that looks a little bit harder than Karak Bar, but only I think because they've got Blood Knight. So we just need to smash the wall down, kill everyone. I mean, this yeah. I was a little bit worried that they had like explosive tower attacks, but actually it seems like that's just like their normal ballista-like attacks rather than anything explosive, which is a bit weird, but that's vampires for you. Mind you, who am I to complain? We're throwing goblins attached to rocks to the walls, so, I mean, the Warhammer world can be a weird place sometimes. Anyway, so our Thunderers have moved up to missile attack range, and we are putting a hole in the wall over here. That should be down very, very soon. And then the Slayers are going to make their entrance. We've also got the Ekrund Miners heading for the gate, because they're obviously quite good against gates, apparently. So we're going to test that theory out. Test it out by letting them attack a gate and see what happens, basically. That's science. So down goes the wall. There we go, a big old hole there, and we're going to start hitting another part of the wall. We've got Ozpin leading the Slayers in. On the other side of the wall, we've got, of course, some Blood Knights. We've got Graveguard, all kinds of terrifying monsters of the Knights. Good stuff. Little tip here, only one unit can come through a breach at a time. Which means if you order 2 units to come through and there's multiple breaches, what they'll do is try and take both routes. So if you tell units to go through a breach, keep an eye on them, basically, because they might decide to like go all the way up to the other side of the wall where there's another hole. So you might just have to... Oh, bloody hell, that guy just lost his head. His head just fell off. Terrible. Necron Miners, actually pretty good against gates. So... you know, that's the thing. So, to be honest, what I should have done is pulled them back. Should have pulled them back and let them use their satchel charges, but I didn't. I just charged them into combat. They're being backed up by some Longbeards. In come the Longbeards. We've got a Vampire of Death and a Necromancer on the wall. There comes another breach there, and we're going to move some of our other Longbeards over there to take advantage of that. The Slayers currently embroiled in combat against the Graveguard, and obviously the Blood Knights there. The Blood Knights taking... I mean, they've killed 5 Slayers and lost about half their health, so... Blood Knight's not very good against Slayers. The Necromancer is trying to look very nonchalant as he just meanders past the rear of the fight taking place. Oh, he's like, oh, I'm being spotted. No, repel the invaders. Rather than just try and sneak off. So we've got some... Longbeards coming in the back. They have been hit by a unit of Crypt Ghouls who are trying to sort of block their advance into the city, but they're a bit spread out, so they're not going to do very well. But it is going to delay us. There's Ozpin with a glowing hat. Don't know whether that's like safety, maybe? You know, maybe he's out jogging at night. That'd be quite useful. Let him be seen. Obviously. He's smashing his way through these Graveguards. Graveguard taking a lot of damage there. They have managed to kill 36 though. So it's I guess it's because the Slayers aren't really armor-piercing. I don't really have any armor-piercing units in this army apart from my Thunderers. So, might be a good idea to maybe get some great weapons in this army. Maybe Vargeist coming down, landing directly on top of my... As soon as they dealt with the ghouls, my poor Longbeards got jumped on by Vargeist. So, not really their day. But such is life when you're fighting vampires. Fortunately, the Blood Knights are really getting destroyed there. They're very, very low on health, and the Slayers are almost broken through. And then the Slayers go... There we go. The Slayers now jumping on the Vargeist, of course, being large monsters. And without much armour, those Vargeist are going to take horrendous damage from the Slayers. Just carving their way through them as Ozpin leading the charge. Good old Ozpin. What a lad. What an absolute... Oh, what a champ. What a gent. Big old mob here trying to get through the gate, but they're keeping these units very, very busy. And that's allowing our Slayers to push forward. As soon as these Vargeists are dead, we can hit this blob of infantry in the rear, and that's going to cause some problems. Our Thunder is now coming into the city. And we do have a unit of Blood Knights, which we're trying to snipe with our artillery. As you can see, they've taken quite a chunk of damage, but they have spotted that our Thunderers are coming into the city, and unfortunately our Slayers are kind of busy with the Vargeists. So they're going to sneak and attack, but it's not going to be particularly good. You can see they kind of get a charge in. Well, you would have seen if I hadn't jumped over that house. Kind of get a charge in, but it's not great. Kind of an awkward one, and then because they're obviously on horseback, they're quite tall. Dwarves being quite short, it means these vampires are going to get a face full of gunshots, so that's not... And apparently cannon. They're not great for them. Down they go. So that's the Blood Knights dealt with. We can see this is a Mist of Maw thing. It's a right they get, which decreases missile damage and missile accuracy. So not great if they use it on top of our missile units. Slayers now careering into the rear of these Zombles and Graveguard, and they're pinned between the Longbeards coming through the gates and the probably very angry Slayers. They've killed Blood Knights and they've killed Vargeists, and now they're having to kill the Zombles, and they probably realise that they've killed all the best things and they're still alive. It's like having your roast dinner and eating all the meat in the Yorkshire pudding first, and then realising you've only got cabbage left. That's not a good end to your roast dinner. You want to work your way up, not start at the top and then work your way down. It's not ideal. So Ozpin, how many kills have you got, Ozpin? 18, not bad. He's doing all right for himself, isn't he? I mean, he's not a very high level. The Ecron miners finally get some breathing room and can throw their satchel charges, which does a huge amount of damage, which is why I should have really held them back. They've not done bad. They've got 48 kills there. So really pretty good. The Thunderers are in position, but they can't really get a very good shot. They're managing to sort of like hit this flank over here. Skeleton without a head. We've got Moore's Mist being used on us again. The satchel charges being thrown. Not very accurately, I'll be honest. So we've pretty much crushed the units between the Slayers and the Longbeards here as they slowly get ground into paste by the Dowie warriors. There we go, they're going down. Got this big blob here of Graveguard and Ghouls, and a few Zombles as well. We're going to pull the Ecron miners back, and then we're going to throw satchel charges. See, the Thunderers now have a fairly good shot there, so they're doing quite a chunk of damage. The Ecron miners in position. And they're going to start throwing satchel charges, and that's going to be pretty devastating on that big blob there. You can see from all the units moving up just how many were killed in that explosion. And of course, as the army starts to lose units, they start to crumble and collapse, and the last few units... Vlad's over in the city centre there. He is going to basically just crumble away to nothing as his army dies. You can see a huge pile of dead here at the gate. But we're now free to go and deal with Vlad, who is now all by himself. I'll spoil it and just say that he crumbles before we reach him. So, you know. To be fair, Ozpin's army hasn't fought many battles, so they're not as elite as Ungrim's force, so it's probably why we took quite as much damage as we did. Never mind. Ooh. I could sack Castle Tempelhof. I mean, I do want 15,000 monies. Yeah, why not? Vengeance. Got a Talisman of Preservation as well. That's very nice. And killed a bunch of people. I've got a Brewmaster and a Guildmaster. And Ozpin Kane has Undeath Descendant. So wound time, recovery time. Obviously, he doesn't have immortality yet, so he'll be dead if he dies. But, oh well. And a Powder Maker. Yeah, that's kind of a bit naff. But never mind. Ozpin. I kind of like the idea of giving you Master Rune of Oath and Steel. So let's do that. Let's do that. That seems fine. And then Kenny Baker is gonna have maybe I'll ammunition. Let's go for triangulation. Triangulation. We'll grab that. And we should, if we march, get back into our own territory. Nice and easy. There we go. I might actually pick up some of the Regiments of Renowned for Ozpin. Just maybe beef up his army a little bit. I just maybe get the Skolder Guard. That's what I'm thinking. There's still so much vampiric corruption. Yeah, they've got a witch house here. And they've also... Is it just a witch house? The only thing I can think is maybe they're using a rite that increases vampiric corruption, because they shouldn't be able to pump out 16. That should be impossible. Okay, so money is not too bad. In fact, we're taxing that one. I'm just going to double check that we're taxing everyone. We're not taxing Zufbar, are we? No, because public order there is difficult. Matorka is fine. I could... Let's get the Dwarf Keep there, because if we can get walls up in Matorka, that's going to keep that safe. And Eschen... Should really get walls for you. I do kind of want the Stonebread Bakery as well. Getting the distillery, though, is going to help us with public order. I would... The growth, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's get the growth there as well. I think that's probably sensible. And the Talisman of Preservation. Ungrim, what have you got? Yes, I'm aware of that. So we could actually give you the Talisman of Preservation. Yes, so let's do that. So that's going to buff up your ward save. At least it's until we can replace it anyway. And then Ozpin, you've got Talisman of Endurance. That's fine. I don't think you've got anything else we can give you. I was saving up my Oath Gold, so I'm not going to do anything with that. North World's Edge Mountains, we can upgrade you. Ooh, do I want to do that? Yeah, I do want to do that. Do I? Or do I want to save the growth? 2 growth, it's going to take 2 more. It's going to take a while, isn't it? That does give me 10 more growth as well. Not 10 more, 3 more growth, which isn't, you know, a lot. But I could have then upgrade... Yeah, okay, let's do that, because it's going to give us more growth overall, and that's probably going to help in the long run. So let's do the same there as well. And we've used all the money that we got from Castle Tempelhof. Maybe the AI will repair everything, and we can go back after we've replenished Ozpin Kane's army. I mean... I don't think we're in any danger of...
I must fulfill my Slayer oath.
I might get rid of those warriors. I mean, at the moment, the vampires aren't much of a threat. They're a threat, but not much of one. I can beat them up and steal their money. Basically, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to steal their lunch money. Let's get rid of these guys, because I want these guys. I can't afford them yet, but I will. Because they're basically iron drakes. So flamethrowers, except they fire steam instead. I think it's armor piercing steam. You'd think it would be. Steam generally, not... Well, I guess it depends on the armor. Still pretty nasty. We use incredibly high pressure steam at work. And I know that we watched some safety video that said basically if there's a leak, don't go anywhere fucking near it. Okay, so once Ungrim's healed up, we're going to do the Erotic Axe quest. And what's this other quest? Oh, it's the cloak, isn't it? I need to check how I'm doing with the cloak. Oh dear, what happened there? Ozpin Kane took a little bit of damage. We've got savages, savage orcs down there. That's not really much of a threat. Karak Bar has got negative growth, which is just bloody marvellous. They'll love that. If I march back to Zufbar, that's going to stop the public order. Once we've got Gubbinz Brewery right here, that'll help. And also, obviously, we get slightly more replenishment there. So I think that's a sensible option. And we will grab the... Oh, I could get the Norglings. I feel like we've got a lot of infantry, but maybe not much of a front line. I want the Skulder Guard. Done. Done. It's done. Decision was made. So we've got Warwick Davis is defending Eschen. The only other... Well, we could upgrade... Okay, let's upgrade to the walls at Oakenhammer. That's going to be fine then. I would like more money here. So let's do that, because corruption is going up. It's now dropped to 15, maybe because of Castle Tempelhof got wrecked. It's unfortunate for Vlad. Once Ozpin's healed up, I could move into destroy Schwarzhafen. I think that's probably what I'll do. And, oh, there's Richard Armitage as well. So he was the, what's his name? In, oh, frig. He was the King Dwarf. Leader Dwarf in, The Hobbit. That one. That guy. Yeah, can't remember his name now. I want to say Thorgrim, but I don't think that's right. Peter. Peter's back. Can we do a little assassination here? We've got, Lucidia. What a name. Critical success. Just murdered the shit out of her. Nice work. Do I want to make you a specialist? Kind of do. I kind of do, Peter. Peter, sassy dwarf, of course. Super duper sassy. All the sass. His witticisms. Never ending. Ah, Shady Squigbeard down there. I haven't seen Grimgore for a while. Famous last words. Okay, so there's Isabella. She's at Castle Tempelhof. Now, at least I'm pulling the vampires off the... Well, I suppose they're not at war with anyone at the moment. It looks like the... I mean, someone did say the Empire's having war with Skarsnik, and that certainly seems to be true, considering that purple blob over there's growing. They've captured Piffeldorf. So we'll need to deal with Skarsnik at some point. But at least for the moment, Kislev is holding the forces of chaos at bay. Ah, Snorko. Brainbrasher, yep. I'm not at war with him yet. Okay, so we've got superior black powers. That's more missile damage for our Thunderers, which is great, because I love Thunderers. Warwick Davis. You have quite a good army. Unfortunately, I don't want to get too much more army, because otherwise I won't have enough to upgrade my buildings with. I mean, I could do a sneaky little raid here. But I do kind of want to say... I mean, I should be ready to go next turn, really. I could grab this die here, but I could go for the barley field to give myself more casual... I mean, this is kind of going to be my front, isn't it? I probably don't want to expand much further south, but if I can just beat up the greenskins a bit, then that can only be a good thing. It's hopefully going to help me get some... be able to confederate with some dwarf factions, which would be very, very useful. We could manage that. I could get the stone bed breaker. Dwarf tinkerer shop. I think we'll get that. And I think you'll be pretty much good to come back into the fight. Probably next turn, Ozpin. Just one turn of replenishment. Oh, hello. We've met Cracker-Drac.
Ready. Talk at me in your crude language if you must. I make no promises as to the outcome.
It's the same language as you. Dwarfish.
Sure.
Ip, that is yes and I know. I'm a dwarf. Okay, well that's good. Can't trade with them, but they're still alive for the moment. Anyway, so that's nice. So maybe we'll just go and check on their current status.
Into war.
Peter, you're going to go this. Okay, so Isabella has an army, but I don't think it's very strong. In fact, I think the vampires have basically just wasted their strength against me. I think destroying Vlad's army has done a lot of damage. Ozpin, once you've healed up for another turn, you can head to Castle Drakenhof. We now should have, I think, enough public order in here to actually give you positive public order. I mean, we still can't tax you because of the corruption. But still. Right, technology-wise, income from salt mines, yeah. No, dwarven diplomats, well, interchangeable parts, upkeep for artillery, well, that's kind of nice. Missile damage for iron drakes. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Armor and weapon strength for embedded heroes, recruit rank. I think... Let's go Dwarven Resolve. The resolve of dwarves is legendary. Once they are set upon a task, nothing can stop them. Indeed not. Okay, good stuff. Oath Gold is climbing. We've got some characters which just increase it every turn. We've also got some buildings that do that. That's nice. Now, with that army to the south, it's going to be difficult for Ungrim. I mean, the problem is, if Ungrim's army takes a lot of damage from that quest battle, and it's not what I've done before. Hello. Hello, Isabella. What's going on there? You doing a little attack, are we? Doing a little attack. Okay. Okay, I'm going to be honest. Don't think you've got a chance in hell, but let's see how it goes for you. Unfortunately for Isabel's reinforcements, they apparently were staying in this small cottage over here, just the two of them, and when they heard the battle, they came running out. But unfortunately, we've got lots of dwarves with big axes ready to deal with them, so that didn't work out very well for them. So we're basically just throwing some units of miners, some great weapons, and of course Warwick and a Thane to go and deal with this Vampire Lord and this Necromancer, so that should be fairly easy. Meanwhile, the rest of Warwick's army has positioned themselves to intercept Isabella. Obviously, just like last time, most important thing to do is deal with these Blood Knights. Now, big old unit of Blood Knights are going to be charging towards us. We're going to debuff them with the Ulthar's Rangers. So as you can see, they're going to start taking a lot of missile fire there. We're going to try and fend them off with these Longbeards. Keep the Ulthar's Raiders nice and safe. Some bats are going to get in their face, but the bats took a lot of damage. The Blood Knights, I think they're going to get a little charge in. Artillery starts firing. They lose their nerve and decide to back off. That's a mistake, because they're taking even more fire. decide they're going to charge in again, so they do a little charge, and, you know, it doesn't go badly for them, but considering that they've only managed to kill 3 dwarves, it's not great, because I'm more than happy to lose 6 dwarves in exchange for an entire unit of Blood Knights, which is exactly what's just happened, because those Blood Knights got wrecked. With Isabella's reinforcements defeated, or 2 of them, our forces are now going to move around onto the left flank to try and sweep around and deal with the undead. You can see their infantry now getting into range. Isabella is going to be doing... She kind of does running attacks. She like charges in, hits for a bit, and then runs away again. She doesn't do an awful lot of damage, which is just as well. Raiders, I mean, they do have great weapons, so they're going to be dealing with these skeleton warriors. They're going to charge in there, being supported by some quarrelers. On this flank are Longbeards fighting up against some skeleton warriors. I mean, they have been debuffed, or they were at least, but that's not a huge deal really, because they've got the defense just to sit there and take anything they can throw at them. Because Isabella's going to charge into this unit now. What's she doing? God knows, doesn't matter. Not really important. Another block of infantry there. We've got some Grave Guard with great weapons. Really should be dealing with them. We've got Crypt Ghouls. You can see our line is holding firm. Over on the left flank, the units that dealt with the reinforcements now surrounding and crushing the vampire right flank. Skeleton warriors, they're pinned between dwarf warriors with great weapons and miners and getting just absolutely destroyed. Of course, once we've dealt with their right flank, we can then wrap around and just start hitting them in the rear. These Grave Guard here, those great weapons are going to do very well against them. Artillery still firing into melee range, which I hope they've got good accuracy. There is Warwick Davis there. He is quite furry, if you look at him. And of course our Thane. Raiders are taking quite a lot of damage. They're pulling back, and some Zombies trying to advance on the Quarrelers. But fortunately, they're like a slow... It's like target practice. Just moving targets. Slow moving targets. Down they go. And with them dead, the Quarrelers can now focus on these units of Zombies over here on this flank. And they're going to, along with the Raiders. It's looking pretty good. Got a little bit of a blob here, but Longbeard's holding firm. Longbeard's very, very good infantry. As you can see where Warwick Davis and the Thane are, they are really tearing through these Grave Guard with great weapons. Vampire right flank has collapsed as we deal with the last few skeletons. And the Grave Guard over here. Then we can move over and help with these Zombies. So it's just a case of slowly wearing them down. Basically, they can't kill us as fast as we can kill them. Isabella probably trying to get a view of the battlefield. Just, I mean, I'm going to be honest, Isabella, it was a bit brave to do this. Maybe she was trying to get revenge for Vlad. I've actually been playing a Vlad campaign on stream, on Twitch, and it's tough. Vampire infantry is really bad. Isabella's army is completely crushed. She is going to try and get out of there. Off she runs. She's trying to get away. The dwarves chasing after her. Artillery, arrows, all kinds of stuff. And she literally, she's got nothing left. And off she goes. Boom. Warwick Davis there once again being the stone that the vampire sees. Burst against, but cannot erode. Well, it can sort of erode, but that doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is that Warwick Davis has won another battle against the Vampire Count. So that's both Vlad and Isabella he's dealt with now. So we are going to... Ooh, I kind of need the replenishment though. Or do I? No, I don't. I'm going to take the money. And Warwick Davis has got Cruelty Restrained. Stone Cold Beauty is no guarantee of victory. He's got Regeneration. Bloody hell, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice. Good stuff there. Oh no! Richard Armitage has been wounded by Tar Gradelson.
Some call me a king. You are welcome here.
Hello, Wolfram. How are you? Military alliance. Do I want a military alliance? Do I want a military alliance? I mean, it can't hurt. So, all right. I don't particularly care whether they live or die, so it's fine. Okay, so we've got a Dwarven Tattooist. The ability to etch wounds into dwarf flesh will keep the spirit of Kara's Anchor alive and well. Well, that's useful because that's going to increase Untainted in the region. That's really nice. So it's actually increasing Untainted. We're still so much trouble with bloody vampires.
I'll have your soul.
It'd be better if we could kill Ingelbert. Your name's Ingelbert? That's not a good name for a vampire. But apparently Peter Dinklage is not just sassy, but he's also completely off his tits. Look at him, he's got bloodlust. Holy shit. He's got more cash replenishment rate, but leadership reduction and growth reduction. We don't want him anywhere near our provinces. On the other hand, Warwick Davis has got public order. So it's not all bad. Let's have a quick look at Warwick. He's picked up a skill point. I think we're going to go with... Let's go for Inspiring Presence. Let's go with that. We do want wolves here. Although, at the moment, we're kind of drawing these armies in. So I kind of feel that's not a bad thing. Could keep that up. Well, let's move Ozpin to Castle Drakenhof. Okay, public order here is increasing despite the fact that so's Vampiric Corruption. Hopefully we can get that under control. Let's get the Dwarf Keep here. And I think we are ready to go for Ungrim's Quest battle. But that is going to have to wait until next time. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.